Let's switch over
Right.
to the Federal Reserve Chairman, in this case, Mr. Jerome Powell. Apparently, Trump, well, not playing nice with him as well. He's a little upset for him not lowering interest rates after solid May jobs report. Now, that new report, by the way, found that the economy added some 139,000 jobs in the month of May. What are you thinking about this?
So a little history lesson for the viewers. Let's take this back to Carter and Reagan. So when President Carter was president, he did not, I'm sorry, Nixon and Carter. So when President Nixon was in the White House, he asked the chairman of the Federal Reserve to lower interest rates. And he did, he listened to him, and it really tanked the economy. We went into a recession and we lost jobs, we lost wages. What ended up happening in Carter's presidency was they ended up using the Federal Reserve to bring those mortgage and interest rates back up because the economy needed to recover. So we have a history in the United States of presidents asking the chairman of the Federal Reserve to do something that they think is going to make them a popular president. And it's the presidents who are willing to be unpopular that are willing to listen to the economists and say, okay, I'm going to do what's better for the American people in the long run, rather than just making me popular by lowering the interest rates and making people think that I'm the reason. And indeed, he would be the reason why, but that doesn't mean it's going to be the best for the American people.
Yeah, yet again, I think this is more reason for me to have to keep a close eye on Truth Social today, because after having such a bad day yesterday with that whole beef with Elon Musk, you just heard me make mention that, the May jobs report found that some 139,000 jobs were added in the month of May. You would think that the president would hop on Truth Social and say, hey guys, look, great news, and it happened because of me.
You would think so, but I do know that in the jobs report from March and from April, they had to do some backtracking. So it's normal for them to have to do that because they're collecting the data so quickly. But it looked like there was something like 100,000 jobs that were added that actually weren't. So my guess is the reason why President Trump didn't do that is because he's holding off for as long as he can until it's accurate. Although he hasn't been stopped from claiming things that were a little bit inflated in the past.
All right, Madeline. Well, next up, we're talking about the judge halting Trump's attempt to block international students from Harvard University. The temporary restraining order issued late last night by the judge comes hours after the university urged that judge to step in on an emergency basis to block a proclamation Trump signed a day earlier that suspends international visas. What are you thinking about this?
So this one's really tough because I see the messaging around it. And as somebody who specializes in political communications and messaging, I see that there's sort of a coordinated effort here. And I can't say because I haven't done immense amount of research on the Chinese Communist Party, but I know that that's why he's been working on this, right? The complaint is that there are students at Harvard who are spying on us, right? And then we just heard the FBI released information back from 2024 that was something about students who were trying to spy for the Communist Party in smuggling something across state lines. So I think that there's really a coordinated effort here to make this case to the American people, to get the American people behind it. But I am certain that for the students who are here now, that there's a lot of constitutional challenges that President Trump is going to face. And I would caution the American people to, whether you support what the judges are going to say or not, to make your own judgments and decisions about it by doing your own research.
I got to tell you, Madeline, it is an interesting time in the world of politics. It just ceases to amaze me. Yeah, I think we both did. Truly appreciate you joining us as we discuss all things politics right here on the Fox 5 Live Zone. Make it a great weekend.
You too. Thanks, Guy. Have fun at the pool.
Will do.